Yep, we can see your screen and you're audible. The forum is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, all. Thank you, Diallo, for the great presentation. It was quite instructive. As you say, I'm Paulin Tchumtcha Wembe. It's okay. I know my surname is not always the easy one, and I normally try to use only Wembe. I'm a visiting lecturer in RMIT University in Melbourne, and I'm a founder of Cefilata. Cefilata is a IoT network infrastructure that I'm in Africa at the moment for that. I'm in Congo, DRC. I was supposed to be in Copenhagen with you guys, but unfortunately I had an appointment with the minister tomorrow and I'll have to stay behind for that. So my apology to be presenting this online. So I would dive in by telling us invention a great paradigm. The majority of people do not know what invention a great paradigm is. It is made of until they have had insight after the fact year. So it takes year for people to understand what is going on. The interesting thing about the paradigm is that it resolves problem, fills one gap for the good of everyone. So technology, whatsoever we have today, is to resolve any problem, is to fill a gap, and for the good of everybody. So I present here some of the great invention that has happened in our lifetime or before us. We get the knowledge stage who was on the 1400 century, who was a pulley press. So that was with the Chinese to print the paper, you need to do a pulling press. We get the second one who was on the 180, 1800 century, who was the invention of the engine, was for the manufacturer. We get the internet, who was on the 19,000 century, who was just recently, we know the .com and everything going with internet. And we get the last stage where we are in today, who is the gap, what we are trying to resolve, who is the filling the trust. So, and the blockchain is going to change how we trust. The trust has come and we try to resolve that by using the blockchain. However, my talk is combining blockchain and IoT. So I will first introduce what is a blockchain or the decentralized ledger technology. It's the set of revolutionized economic and social structure. So as we can see in the map here with the blockchain or the DLT try to revolutionize the economic. And what is the advantage of developing country on that is try to help them resolve the challenges they are facing. For example, one of the idea of the solution where we are trying to provide in Africa was the lack of financial service. I was visiting Cameroon in 2000 and there was not coins and there was lack of coins in the market, and we found out what can be the solution for that was we come out to create the application for a payment system. And by creating the application for the payment system, we also found out a lot of people do not have access to internet. So there's a lack of internet, there's a lack of infrastructure in Africa. And we look on to resolve that. The best solution was to come out with, with the IoT, and that we try to combine IoT with the decentralized ledger technology to resolve a problem of internet, and that will help us provide the majority of people with the payment solution using application. So there's a huge need in developing country, right, talking about the decentralized technology because of the growing of the population. The population is expecting, we are expecting perhaps I would say Africa in the coming 2050 to be 2.5 billion of people, will be like a double of the population what they have today. And therefore, the traditional infrastructure will cost a lot of money to really build that. And we believe by decentralizing IoT network, that solution will be more cost effective and to resolve and to help developing countries resolve a problem. So we need to understand what is a IoT. IoT is a device who is connected using sensors, who is different to the traditional computing system. And that's IoT, Internet of Things, can really enhance the data collection and service delivery in developing countries. So what can that be? This application includes smart water measuring, agriculture, health, financial. We can list it. There's a lot of usage of the IoT, and I'm sure other people have talked about IoT before me, so we understand the need of the usefulness of a IoT. So we are looking to bring the IoT on the peer-to-peer network. So a decentralized wireless network powered by the cryptocurrency. The hotspot node provides long-range wireless coverage for low-power IoT device, and the community will participate and they will receive their incentive. It's not the new approach where we are doing. We are actually taking the existing solution with a helium and try to build on helium and resolving the different problem what helium has. And by doing that, as I was talking about helium is based on the blockchain. As we can see on my left, that is how the blockchain works. So the block come after each other. So every time you have to get the one block will come out, and one block will come out. At the meantime, a lot of block will be waiting. And I'm sure today everybody understand the idea what the Satoshi has come to resolve the double paying system and based on that blockchain approach. So what we are proposing is not to use the blockchain, is to use the decentralized ledger technology. And by using the decentralized ledger technology, we will build on the DAG, the Directed Acyclic Graph. And the Directed Acyclic Graph is already been used on the IoT environment, but not for the network. For example, IOTA use the Tangle to distribute the IoT in the manufacturing industry in Germany. And the IOTA is more in Germany. So we have understood the problem where the blockchain and the limitation of the blockchain and what helium has. And we believe we should be resolving that by using the Directed Acyclic Graph. And that will also, the transaction will be for free using that. So because our problem is to resolve a financial issue, we come out with a payment device, as we can see here, is our payment device, what we call PayAll. We will be bringing the inclusion on everybody because this payment device will use IoT. So it will be sending the IoT to the Directed Acyclic Graph to the network, and the network will bring that to the bank, and that will really facilitate people to pay. And using the IoT infrastructure is very, very cheap, and we will see down on the presentation. And the IoT also will increase the agricultural yield through, for example, Kenya have been using that already to increase the yield on the agriculture. And it can also help on the environmental monitoring in the Amazon forest, for example. And I know I was in the conference with the IoT Alliance, with the LoRaWAN Alliance, and they was talking about the environmental monitoring in India, where there was manufacturing the IoT sensor placing in the forest to control the illegal logging. So IoT have a lot of useful stage. So if you want to bring the comparison on the cost comparison of with the traditional infrastructure, for example, the LTE need a high capex, the energy consumption is high, and the cost to maintain is very much. When by using the Tangle DAG, Directed Acyclic Hotspot, the community will own the antenna, and it will be powering with the solar power, and that is a decentralized system. The cost effective is very significant. We can save 94% in the 5 years on the total cost. So the infrastructure is cheap to build compared to the traditional infrastructure or internet. The impact and benefit of the IoT will be the cost effective to expand wireless coverage. We will be able to get the wireless coverage even deep in the remote area, in the villages, where we are actually looking to get the node in the villages and connecting that with a satellite phone like Starlink or the DAO from China to transfer the amount of data what they collected to the blockchain. It will help reduce poverty and economic empowerment. So if every household on 5-kilometer radius can have an antenna, more the antenna is used, more they will get the income based on the usage of on the antenna. On the technological advantage, we will get like a transaction fee would be very efficient compared to the internet, where the transaction fee is more costly, or compared to the Helium network, where with the blockchain, you have a high transaction fee. And that aligns with the sustainability development goal. And talking with the sustainability development goal, with the IoT, we found ourselves on level 9. So on the level 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure, the sustainability development goal level 9 is about innovation and infrastructure, one of the 17 sustainable development goal adoption by the United Nations Generation Associate in 2015. So the SDG 9 aim to build infrastructure, promote sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. So we are trying really to align with the sustainability goal. So in the conclusion, we believe the decentralized IoT network using the DAG will transform connectivity in developing country and region. Those networks offer significant cost saving, expanding coverage, and economic opportunity. They contribute to sustainability development goal and poverty reduction. So that's what I have prepared for us. So if there's any question, I will be willing to answer it.
Thank you very much, Dr. Paulin. It's a great presentation.